Hey guys, I'm back with another market update, so let's get started. It seems like the booster box market is actually fine to start move again. Some of the price differences are a little larger or some of them are subtle. And I think that the demand data is a little more showing than some of the pricing data. But you do see more yellows in general for Sword Shield and for Scarlet Bot. So let's just go do some of that. Alright, so well, let's just go over if there's any major price increases. Dark displays went up like a few dollars, not a big deal. Vivid voltage is crossing 170 again, which it was around 169 for some time, but it's starting to recover. Evolving skies is it went up about $5. So that's not a big increase. Billion stars it went down to like about $2, not a big change. Astral Radiance went to 233, which it hasn't really been there for a while. It's been like below 230 for ever since the second. So it's been like 12 days. And then Lost Origin had a pretty. It's not like the biggest price change for Lost Origin, but it's about 18 more dollars. It hasn't been that uh since around the 23rd of January. So that's like 3 weeks ago. So for Lost Origin, who's been very stagnant for the last 3 weeks, that's a pretty big change. But there's actually something interesting in the data for that. Um, Other than that, there weren't that many price changes. So let me just go into some of the actual demand data. So Darkness Ablaze, you see the demand data is usually pretty sparse, but yesterday, 3 boxes were sold. I think the same person bought all three of them. That's definitely that definitely influences the market. And now we're seeing, no, it hasn't been above 200 in a long time. There's 2 boxes for 200. I'm not necessarily saying that people will buy them because it's been 200 for a while, but like yeah, these are just sort of the price changes to note. Um, Battle styles. I don't think the price actually increased that much, but yeah, it sold out on Pokemon Center. I saw some listings close to about 160. I thought that was a little too cheap. And yeah, people are starting to realize, oh shoot, I messed up off battle styles, and now I have to pay above Pokemon Center prices, which you could have easily gotten it for like about 144 plus tax, and now you have to pay about 170. So it changes pretty quick. Like this isn't like huge sales, but for battle style, it's pretty big. And yeah, I think we're gonna follow like a vivid voltage path where vivid voltage is around like 180. So yeah, Battlestar should be at least 180 pretty soon. So we're just starting to see the actual increases happen as people buy out more boxes. Chilling Rain, the box that keeps always staying around 300. 5 boxes were sold yesterday, so every now and then large amount of boxes are sold, and yesterday more boxes were sold of that. I noticed that like at this 314, 315 mark, after that it's like um, 325, 330. When I look at the pricing data, yeah, some people bought 310, but some people bought the 330 mark. So yeah, not everyone trusts like the lowest sellers. Um, I guess that has 100% feedback, but yeah, people sometimes want to go more sellers with more sales. So um, the very bottom price is a little deceptive sometimes because of that. Evolving Skies had a lot more boxes sold for first time in a while, 6 boxes. I think that it might be a sign that people are finally starting to see that Evolving Skies really is kind of cheap for the price it is. It's been pretty stagnant for like it's been literally dropping ever since the first like for the last 2 weeks, 1400 all the way to now it's 1260. And yeah, it might be time for Evolving Skies to finally start moving. Usually after some time, people are like, okay, it's been long enough. I should really get that price dip, and that might be what's happening. After this box is sold over here for Bomba Pokestar, I do remember this. I think yeah, they were selling low price boxes before. Then you get to like the 1280s again, but it goes up and down all the time. But yeah, um, as far as the people who bought it, there was like 3 double sales over here, and that was yesterday's demand. And then Astral Radiance. Yesterday there's 5 boxes sold. It's just a little more than normal. And let me just filter a little bit. So at this 232 price, then yeah, there's still quite a few boxes around 232 after that. Lost Origin had I don't know, this could be like market manipulation, but 23 sold yesterday is very abnormal for Lost Origin. Um yeah, even for like a 3 month period, like that's it's usually not that high for like a week. So like it could be a sign that Lost Origin actually is gonna go back up. But yeah, as far as the ones being bought, yeah, there was a bunch of like double sales. It could have been all the same person. I don't really know. Um, but yeah, we're at 360. So that's 360. That's about 370. Yeah, about 370. So yeah, these are like significant changes from like what it's been for literal last 3 weeks. So either it was about time Lost Origin got a lot bought out, or it is some possible price manipulation because I know you guys love that term. Um, but yeah, I want to know what happens to Lost Origin after this. But yeah, it definitely like was due for like a price increase anyway. So it's not just like a sudden change. Um, all right, Scarlet Violets. Let's just go over any price changes first. So Paldea is back up to 200, like above 200 bucks at 204. That might be no, it's been at 205 before. Other than that 205 that one day, it's pretty much all time high. I think, at least ever since I was tracking it. Yeah, other than one other day, it's never been above like 202, 203. So now we're at like 204 basically. Temporal and Stellar, they recovered back because there's a low listed seller. Twilight went up about $2, but it's actually crossing about 200. I don't think I've seen it at 200 bucks before, so it's just sort of like a significant milestone for it, especially since it's one of the boxes that has been stagnant for a while. And then Surging Sparks kind of went down like $2, but it's still always around 250 nowadays. As far as the data, so yeah, Scarlet Vi has been getting a few more sales. Like 18 is kind of a lot for it. There's still a bunch of boxes. I think around the 150 mark. So, but yeah, eventually everyone knows it's gonna go up because it's just they don't expect any more reprints of this. Like, who wants Scarlet Violet? It just doesn't make any sense. It's too old. Paldea Evolves. Yeah, the really cheap boxes kind of went away. I don't know if they were taken down or by the seller or they were just actually bought, but they were at 204. And yeah, Paldea is one of those boxes that like everyone knows. Like I've seen booster bundles get reprinted, but I haven't seen any booster boxes. So but the booster boxes tend to separate after a while, and yeah, we might be starting to see Paldea finally go on its price run. But I do think people evaluate less than Surging Sparks though, so that might be like the floor, the ceiling of it. Like it should be less than Surging Sparks because people are just more excited to open that. Temporal Forces. I do notice how after this heavy text, who was one of the lower listing sellers, after that it goes to like 174 or actually 176. Um, it's still on Pokemon Center, so like it shouldn't go that high. But yeah, Temporal Forces is seeing some action in that sense. But yeah, I wouldn't really hold my breath on it selling out until like Stellar Crown. But I kind of said that about Shroud Fable, and Shroud Fable sold like 1,300 ETPs a day and sold out really quickly. So sometimes these things catch up on you. Stellar Crown, yeah, something to look out for. There's only like 107 available, and it's a pretty recent set. But yeah, I'm gonna. This should definitely move as when Pokemon Center sells out, which I think it's gonna sell this month based on the historical data. Crown Zenith, yeah, there were like a couple of days where it kind of dropped because everyone, all the scalpers were kind of selling at the lower prices, but now they're all like above here now at 670. So we're back to about like Crown Zenith is still back to a little more expensive. Because the last few days, like yesterday, you get like 630, 640 a pack, which is pretty cheap. Now we pretty much recovered. As far as like pack demands, still decent pack demand. I think they bought a lot of cheaper packs yesterday. And the Sea Sky is going back up to above $90. So there's that. And the booster bundles, people bought a lot yesterday at like 40. I want to see if that was like one person. Oh yeah, someone bought like 18. So someone's investing in booster boxes. I mean booster bundles. All right, 151. The binder collection finally kind of crashed. So when I look at it, it's mostly because someone listed this has inventory. There are two binders for 128. After that, it goes back to 150. So I don't know how trustworthy a seller is, but like technically, it's a deal. Um, it's still like one of the most expensive price per pack because that binder collection, even at that price, is $32 a pack, which is similar to Pokemon Center ETB. Like I'd probably rather have the Pokemon Center ETB at that point, but yeah, it's still pretty crazy. Like before that, it's more expensive than the Pokemon Center ETB, and people just have these lying around somewhere. Um, yeah, price per pack wise, 151 is still pretty expensive, and the auxiliary items aren't getting reprinted enough to decrease in value, be changed as just packs. So yeah, only the booster bundle is being reprinted a lot, and so it's like somewhat above the pack price. But like if you compare it to Prismatic has a bunch of items where the pack price is much higher than the um, some of the 3 pack stuff. But yeah, the I think the ETBs and the EPCs recovered. Everything else went down kind of marginally. The PCTV went down like $10, but that happens not too infrequently. And yeah, these aren't that important for Zapdos. For Prismatic, oh and yeah, demand is still pretty decent for the packs. For Prismatic, so there's mostly just like price decreases. So the surprise box went down $1, the tin display went down $1, and then the Umbreon went down like $2. The Umbreon's been going down pretty hard. I think, yeah, as I said before, I think it's because people will more likely list that. But yeah, the Sylveon is more expensive and it actually looks better. But when I look at this, so yeah, we're still selling like 137 ETBs. It's been around $120 ETB for the last few days. So it's sustaining that. And honestly, there are a bunch of these sellers who are just trying to like sell loose packs or promos, but it's probably not like that much. Probably like less than 100. Um, but yeah, prismatic packs are still selling very well. 283. That's like more than 10% of the market. And when you look at the loose pack price, as I said before, like it's 13.50 a pack. It's kind of sustaining that. It's pretty crazy. And I've said before, like yeah, like I don't get why people buy that sometimes, but you can just get these cheaper ones like Sylveon Tech, 11.55. Glaceon 12, Leafeon is 11.60, and the poster um, is like 11. Even the tin display is really cheap. Like honestly, like the tin display, like I think it's going down because people are they see it dropping and they want to make sure to get the high price for it. But the tin display is really cheap, um, price per pack wise. So like, it's something I'm like definitely keeping an eye out for. Um, I think it's probably because the sales have slowed down, so I'll like go over that. So tin displays, like they kind of went back up a little bit, but 31 out of 200 is lower than before. Or at least I think it seems kind of low. But yeah, people are introducing more tin displays, and yeah, at some point, like it's gonna have to go back up. It's just too cheap price per pack wise. It makes zero sense. Um, yeah, the binders and then the surprise boxes in comparison, they're doing better. I feel like so 88 out of four 400. That's like 1/5. So the surprise boxes are still doing like pretty well. Um, so these more newer items, they're like being a little more volatile right now. But yeah, surprise box has to maintain value because like the price per pack is already like makes it a minimum of $45. And then there's a promo card, and the tin displays like they're more valuable than the loose packs, and the loose pack price are like it's more expensive in it. So tin displays have to be at this around this price, like unless everything drops. And but you see like Umbreon tins were bought out yesterday, and you see that Sylveon tins are also kind of popular, but yeah, they're still more expensive. And then this is something to look out for. I've seen more people buy this, like 13. It's being released on the 21st, so there'll probably be some drops for it. But yeah, it'll be out in like a week, and that'll affect pricing. And during together, the graphs haven't and the prices haven't changed much on TCG Player. For this is the bundle, this is the ETB, and this is the booster box. But the PCTBs are still around 150 for some prices. So yeah, they did drop after the recent Pokemon Center drop. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.